I'm Jake with Simply Solar, and I'm here with our sales manager Ben, and we're talking about answering the question of how much of my bill is my solar system going to cover, or what is my leftover PG&E bill going to be? Ben, this is a question we get all the time, and the answer that I always have is it depends. It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on what you can fill on your roof. It depends on what your current bills are and what we can really do. But why don't you talk a little bit about how we size solar systems and what kind of bill you can expect to have left over?
So that's a great question, Jake. I mean, obviously in a perfect world, if we know exactly what your usage is over 12 months, we can essentially tell you what your month-to-month bill will look like, right? You're gonna pay a $10 a month fee. That's for your interconnection fee that you get back at the end of the year. But what, like Jake was referencing, if you add more usage, if you decrease usage, your system is only going to produce what it is going to produce. Whether you have a 4 kilowatt, 8 kilowatt, 12 kilowatt system on top of your roof, that is the production value that you'll get out of that system. So to say what will my month-to-month or end of the year bill really look like, it really depends on you. How much you're using during the peak times. Have you added more usage? If you did, you need to add more panels to help offset that. So in a perfect world, what I usually like to say, Jake, is I want to size your bill to be about the same as 1 month. So if you have a $300 a month bill, I want you to pay $300 once a year. If you got a $150 bill, I want to design that system to leave you about $150 a year on your entire electrical. So that's typically how I answer that, but it really comes down to, are you going to buy an EV car? Are you going to get a hot tub? Right. All those things increase that usage.
We've had a lot of clients who've asked, well, can I oversize my system? Or they've gotten bids from other companies that are 110, 115%. And we typically tell our customers, size for what you need now and expand down the road. Can you kind of talk about why we size systems for current usage and don't oversize?
It's a great question. It literally comes back to how much value you get back from PG&E. But truly, the biggest thing is there's so many companies out there that they want to sell you more panels than it is because they don't want a year later to explain why your usage went up. They covered it, right? So what we really try to do is size your inverter appropriately so you can expand and grow on your solar system as you add those items. EV cars are the future. So you want to be prepared for that. But why would you put 8 panels in today, Jake, if you don't need them? Put them in a year from now, right? But make sure you have your system designed appropriately to be able to expand and grow off of in the future, which very few companies out there offer.
Yeah, it's really hard to know what your usage is going to be down the road. That's why we always use a 12-month usage history to kind of size a solar system. But in the event that you do increase your usage, we have designed the system from the beginning to be able to add panels down the road. That's really advantageous. And it doesn't really make any financial sense to oversize your system now because PG&E is not going to pay you any more beyond what you get, pretty much beyond almost a 90% system in a lot of cases. So it's really best to utilize that NEM, that net energy metering agreement with PG&E, as best as you can to make the system financially as good of an investment as possible. And maybe this is a good thing to talk about is what that NEM is. And that ability to buy and sell power from PG&E is really what makes solar make so much sense right now. And that happens via renewable energy credits in the form of selling that power that you produce back to PG&E.